You want to go find your final answer about what all these things mean? Here we go. Oh, you jackass. What the frick is wrong with you? You're worthless. You have no friends. Your mother and I are really disappointed in you. In fact, you're not going to college or doing anything. You're going to work at McDonald's the rest of your life and do nothing. You are terrible at this game. We're going to move you down faster so that you stop freaking ruin the higher tier games with the big boys, you worthless waste of space. You smell awful. Get out of here and ruin lower tier games instead. Is this new rank system better? What do all these modifiers mean? What's going on behind the scenes? And is there something broken with the current rank system? I see a lot of misinformation, a lot of confusion about the new rank system and a lot of the modifiers. And I was actually presented with a video on exactly what was wrong with the rank system. And even in that video, which I thought made a couple of good points, there was a lot of misinformation and just a lot of ignorance. And I wanted to actually take the time now with this video to clarify a lot of the confusion that's going on behind the scenes. I'm going to explain a lot of what's not clarified super clearly in this video, along with a clear description, maybe a little too clear, on exactly what each and every single modifier means. So if you have any questions after this video, then man, maybe there is something wrong with the rank system. Regardless, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you think in the comments. And if you're thinking of supporting me more and want to play Overwatch with me, make sure to check out the Patreon link in the description.
I want to talk about the Overwatch 2 Season 9 rank changes, but primarily a very specific portion of them called modifiers. I think overall the new rank system is pretty bad. It's a lot better than what we had, obviously, but it's still nowhere near as good as SR.
Isn't what we have SR? Like, it's the same thing. It's just a different visual. It's the same thing. It's just like a percentage instead of a integer.
Specifically, I want to talk about the modifiers and how they work, how they're applied, and why they're terrible.
And to my knowledge, again, modifiers were always a part of the SR system. They were just hidden. Like, they've always been part of it. That's why you gain and lost different amounts of SR, because of the internal modifiers. It's just it's impossible to have an ELO system without modifiers. In fact, it's impossible to have a balance system without modifiers, because it's impossible to have perfect matchmaking of everybody the same SR all the time. Even things like win streaks have modifiers.
So if you queue into a game and you're obviously smurfing, if you win, you're more likely to get the expected modifier, because the game knows you're a lot better than you are. Therefore, it expects you to win all the time. And if it expects you to win all the time, then you get the expected modifier, which is backwards, because if the game expects you to win, you would assume that you should gain more ELO.
Do you not understand what expected means? Like, I'm going to explain it for you guys in case there's somebody in chat that doesn't understand what expected means. Expected means that you're expected to win, not because you are good necessarily, but because your team has the higher average SR than the enemy team, because the matchmaker wasn't able to find people of exactly the same level. So you go into a game where you're 2650 average SR and the enemy team is 2550 or 2600 SR. So you're expected to win. So you're rewarded less for winning, because a larger percent, like, it works out percentage wise. Like, you will win 60% of the games that you were expected to win and lose 40% of the ones that you're expected to lose, or expected to win, excuse me. And you will gain a percentage amount to the amount. So in other words, when you're expected to win, you gain a little bit less because you win a little bit more often. I think about it this way. If a game pits you into a match where you are playing versus a team that has 50 or 100 higher SR than you do, and then pits you into the next game into one where you were 100 SR higher than the enemy team, like your team versus your team, do you think you should get the same amount of SR for both of those victories? Do you think that if I'm a high plat player and I play versus a low diamond team and as a high plat team, do you think I should get the same reward as if when I was a high plat team beating a low plat team? Do you really think that that's fair? It makes no sense. Calibration is the volatility, and volatility is the negativity of you are negatively volatile. So volatile is basically, you guys know the routine, right? Where you'll be like at the bottom of your progress bar and you'll lose a game, but it keeps you in the same rank. And then you lose one more game and then you drop to the next rank, but you go way down because you really technically were already here in the first place, but the game was trying to encourage you by keeping you in the same rank. I feel like that system is kind of silly. I think you could actually just straight up remove volatile entirely and it wouldn't affect anything. I get the psychology of like, oh, we want to make people feel like they're still at the same rank, but all that means is that in the next loss that they get really mentally boomed because they lose like half their bar. So there's no reason to have volatile. Maybe there's some sort of psychology in there that it is a positive thing, but yeah.
And let's say you're actually a diamond player, right? Let's say you're diamond 3, for example, and you've always been Diamond 3, but you're starting to get a little bit better at the game, and you've just been Diamond 3 for a long time, you just had to grind some ranked. The game expects you to play at a Diamond 3 level, so if you win games, you're not going to get expected modifiers, and if you lose, you're not going to get reversals, meaning you're gaining and losing about 20 elo.
But see, that's not what it means with expected. If you're playing in Diamond 3 and the game knows you're in Diamond 3, you might absolutely get expected modifiers, because expected modifiers don't depend on your rank. It has nothing to do with how sure the game is as it knows how. Expected is entirely on your team's SR. It might be Diamond 3 versus a Diamond 2 team with a Diamond 3 team, and you will get or a Diamond versus a Diamond 4 team and get an expected modifier.
However, let's say that you manage to rank up into Diamond 2, then, for whatever reason, a teammate disconnects. You are then hit with the Volatile modifier, no matter what reason you lost for it.
You're not. You'll get hit with the Volatile modifier after, because you have just hit Diamond 2, and so then you'll lose the game, and it will still keep you in Diamond 2, even though you should have dropped back to Diamond 3, and then the next loss will then really punish you. So if you just hit Diamond 2 and then you lose the game, you'll stay Diamond 2 even if you just barely are in Diamond 2, and then the Volatile will happen afterwards.
If you lose with a Volatile modifier, you can lose a lot of SR, and I have been losing.
But a Volatile modifier is not one game. A Volatile modifier is the loss streak of 2 games, usually. And what inevitably happens with this kind of stuff as well is then, like, when there's a lack of clarity, then conspiracy theories. Something about ranked systems leads to conspiracy theories because people refuse to take responsibility for just being bad at the game. And the other problem as well is because it's like mathy, wacky, timey-wimey stuff, it also is something that people fully understand. So then there's like, it leaves a lot of room for interpretation in conspiracy. And so like with stuff like this, I believe it partially because I know the system does have its kinks, but also psychology will tell me that, oh, I had a volatile off, but are you sure? You sure you remember it correctly? Are you sure you remember it correctly? Because people are really unreliable with this kind of stuff. Like almost at the point where the statistic is almost unusable because personal bias gets in the way so badly.
I can have an 80% win rate and never rank up because of Volatile.
See, I just don't believe that. Until I see hard numbers on that, I just don't believe that. I mean, maybe is that true? Maybe in some niche circumstances, maybe. But over a course of any sort of hours, no, I just don't believe that. Unless you're literally getting expected in literally 100% of your matches, that should not be the case. And even if you did, I don't think expected has an 80% win percentage. I think it depends on the lobby, of course, but I find most expected matches are relatively close in SR. So it would be like a 60-65% chance of winning.
Currently, my top 500, by the way, account is sitting at a pretty 70+% win rate, and it's exactly where it started at the start of the season.
Okay, honest question, guys. When it comes to MMR system, and this is where I'm going to admit ignorance, is it not true that the higher in rank that you go, the higher win rate you need to continue climbing? It's the same reason why bronze players have like negative win rates, right, in general. And then if it's top 500 plus, you need like 55, 56, 60 plus whatever win rate. I mean, I think you have to maintain even higher win rate, the higher and higher and higher you go. So it is entirely reasonable to have an 80% win rate, to get unlucky with the number of expected games that you're getting, and or you never get a win streak or whatever else, and maintain the same rank. Improbable, but it's possible. I don't think there is any other, like, I'm not familiar with matchmaking systems in that regard, but I don't think there's any other way for that to work. Like, I don't think it's physically possible to maintain a 51% win rate and climb at number 1. It definitely worked like that. 4.7K, like, you guys remember Aspen getting 4.7K? She was like one of the last players to hit 4.7K. She had to have like a ridiculously high win rate to keep that. Like, losing a game crippled you. It's always worked like that because otherwise there's an infinite, in theory, SR curve, where if you always win slightly more, there's just an infinite ceiling. It's like basically what it is. It's like gravity gets crushing you down to where, like, if you slip even for a second, it crushes you down. I'm not a matchmaker scientist here, but this is my current understanding of things. The higher rank you have, the more expected you get. Yes, basically. It's harder to create even lobbies.
But my main account started in low masters and is now mid grandmaster. I think I just de-ranked into GM4 actually. So what's happening?
Well, of course, yes, that's the bell curve. You start in masters, you could get a 52%, 54%, 55% win rate and climb the grandmaster. Because you're not anywhere near the bell curve, right? GM4, like, your masters to top 500. A top 500 player has to maintain a higher win rate to stay higher. Yeah, okay. Let me explain to you guys what this is. Now that I have an idea of what this is. Really simple, all right? You want to go find your final answer about what all these things mean? Here we go. You're on a win streak. The game thinks that, oh, wow, you are playing really well. You deserve to be higher. If we don't move you higher, you will dumpster lower tier lobbies more. So we're going to increase the quality of games for lower tier players by bumping you up higher, increasing the challenge to your current performance. Nice job. Big kiss on the lips. I don't know how many games before this kicks in. I want to say it's like 4 or 5. It's definitely not 2 or 3. Next thing, oh, you jackass, what the frick is wrong with you? You're worthless. You have no friends. Your mother and I are really disappointed you. In fact, you're not going to college or doing anything. You're going to work at McDonald's the rest of your life and do nothing. You are terrible at this game. We're going to move you down faster so that you stop freaking ruin the higher tier games with the big boys, you worthless waste of space. You smell awful. Get out of here and ruin lower tier games instead. Okay? Calibration. What the frick is wrong with you? We haven't played in a long time, so we don't know if you're really good because you've been playing on an alt account or if you just haven't played Overwatch at all. So we're really not sure about you. You better darn well be focused up because we got the microscope on you, so you better play well. Oh, also, what the frick? Are you smurfing? Is this another one of these alt accounts? You're smurfing, aren't you? You're doing one of those stupid unranked gyms or the freaking Knickerbocker chat. What is the thing? The Nalak? No, what is that stupid challenge where you have to like swap the thing that Cron Drop is doing? Like you're one of those doing one of those smurfing things, aren't you? Nuzlocke, right? You're one of those guys, right? Well, you're not allowed to ruin lower tier games. We're gonna move you up quick. Or oh, maybe you just wait a second. You actually suck. You haven't played this game since 2017. What are you doing here? Get out of here. We're not sure about you, right? The more you play in the count, and the more frequently you play in the count, the less, the more sure the game is where you are in the right place. You weren't favored, but you won. Wow, what the frick? You were a 2,900 SR average team versus a 3,000 SR team. We couldn't, sorry, buddy, we couldn't like actually make the match much more even than that. We tried, but man, the queues are rough, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is about as good of a match that we could give you. And somehow this team won. So every single player on this team was not expected to win. And you did. So we're going to be a big kiss on the lips. Maybe we were wrong about you. Maybe you are better than we thought. So you know what? Maybe you deserve to be in a higher rank, right? I don't care. Like you deserve the buff there. You were favored and you lost. What the frick is wrong with you, scumbag? How are you the 3,000 SR team losing to 29 SR trash cans? These guys are they're platinum and you lost. What? That is 100 SR lower. You're diamond 5 and they're plat 1. How did you lose that game? Maybe you actually aren't diamond 5. You know what? You're not actually diamond 5. You aren't. You know what? Screw you. You're out of here. You get punished for that. You don't belong here. Stop ruining diamond 5 games, you fraud. Okay? A Volatile. This is the new weird thing. Volatile, ignore the stupid thing here. All right? You rank up, you are diamond 5. Here you are, diamond 5. Uh-oh, you lost a game. Wait, no. We'll keep you in diamond 5, buddy. We'll put a steel iron casing on the basement here so you don't fall into plat 1 again. But let's be honest, you are actually plat 1. You were right here and you miraculously lost 5 SR and that lost? No, that's cap, dude. You're actually in platinum 1. This is actually what your bar looks like. We're just hiding this from you, right? Surely you're going to win the next game, right? Surely you're going to win the next game. Oh, you lost again? Screw me, dude. We kept you in diamond 5. We removed 5 SR from you for a loss and you couldn't do better than that? You were awful. You know what? Screw it. You lost basically 5 SR. You know what? No, you actually lost 25 SR and you get another loss because you lost 2 in a row. Man, we tried to hide the truth from you, hoping that you could do better and you let us down again. Screw you, man. And don't even complain about, oh, what is Volatile? I'm losing 50% because it's 2 games worth of losses, jackass. Do you not know how, did you think that just losing 5 SR was normal? Do you think that's normal? Are you stupid? Are you dense? You know what? You are plat. You are stupid. Never mind. Get out of here. You're not worth my time anymore. Consolation. Hey, buddy, you lost. You suck. But you know what? We didn't really think that you were that good. You know, you were on that 2,900 SR team. We didn't think that you had a chance to actually beat those 3K guys. So you know what? It's not really a surprise that you lost. Our expectations were already really low. So are you a 2,800 SR player? Nah, maybe you're a 2,850 SR player, because maybe you could have won that one, but it's honestly not the end of the world. Your mother and I are disappointed, but not surprised. So it is what it is. Last one, expected. You were favored and you won. Yeah, okay, listen, you're 3,000 SR teammate, you're beating up on literal children in plat, and you're expecting me to give you a big kiss in the mouth? Bro, you get nothing. You get it 1 McDonald's French fry, just 1, the bottom of the bag. Actually, the bottom of the bag are the better ones anyway. But yeah, you get nothing, bro. Like, we're not surprised that you won, but what do you want to do, beat up on children? You know what? That's actually a bad precedent, What if you went out of your way and just beat up on plats all the time? We need to go all the way to Grandmaster? No, that's not how it works. You get less and less and less and less the more expected you were to win. The more imbalanced the team, the more they win if they win, and the less you win if you win. So you were already expected to win. What do you want? Like $1,000? No, you did the bare minimum. You get barely anything. Screw off. Here, so win streak is a threshold, not a number of games won. So like, let's say that you have a lot of expected wins, like in other words, you won a lot of games, but the game was like, yeah, you have a really high chance of winning all these games because the other team is really bad. Then you might win like 5 or 6 and not get the win streak. But if you win a certain amount of SR, like an amount of a bar, like let's say you get a full bar and a half, I'm just picking a random amount of wins in a row, then that starts the win streak, something like that, right? So it's more, think of it as a win bar percentage. When you get a certain percentage of the bar filled, maybe a full bar, maybe diamond 4 to diamond 3, and a bar and a half, that's going to start the win streak from going. But there you go. There's your explanation of what the frick is going on here. So overall, I do think that this Overwatch 2 rank system could be communicated a little bit more clearly, especially when it comes to the volatile side of things and the calibration and so on. But I do think that it's a big improvement over what we had before. And I think it's, in many ways, an unprecedented level of transparency that a lot of the other matchmakers and other games don't provide. You may or may not agree. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.